Yeah. Yeah. It's good to see you guys joining us today. Yeah. Hotel family, good to see you guys. Top of the morning to you. Yeah, this is so glad I can be myself from my last recording featuring yours truly, Brother Eric, the late Eric Allen on saxophone. Yeah. All of the other instruments is yours truly. Ah. Hotep, y'all, I see you coming in there. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. So glad. Yeah, I'm so glad. Well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Ah. Yeah, man. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Yes, it goes. So glad I can be myself. It really is good to know that I don't have to be nobody else. I'm so glad I can be myself. I have peace because I don't have to be nobody else. It feels so nice to be free. Yeah, I can really be me. Yeah, I'm so glad I can be myself. Sure is good to know that I don't have to be nobody. Oh, shucks, y'all. Yeah. Listen, well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah. Oh, shucks, y'all, that I can be myself, oh Lord, and I'm so glad. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to kind of just play that today, and before we actually get started. Yeah, and I see those of you who are logging on and tuning in, and I'm so glad about that. It's so good to see you guys with us today. Oh man, Motto Tep, and yeah, I wrote that song. Oh my goodness, back in 1980. My goodness, when 19? No, maybe 88, 89, somewhere in there. And I was sitting in our morning fellowship, and this was in my previous church, Life Center Christian Fellowship in New Jersey, and I started playing those chords, and Brother Eric Allen, the late Eric Allen, was sitting there with his saxophone. I said, Eric, just fall in on this, man. And that's how we came up with this. And I asked the congregation that Sunday, I said, y'all, we're going to go in the studio and record this. How many would like to go? So in about 13, 14 people raised their hand. I said, okay, meet me here Tuesday night. Okay. And I'll teach you the song. And 2 days later, we went into the recording studio and recorded that. And I just love it. Hey, I love it. So glad I could be myself. When you come into the knowledge of who you are, that's a wonderful thing, man. Well, family, once again, Motto Tep. Good morning, good afternoon to you, wherever you are. Welcome to another Sunday online NGA Fellowship of the African Village and Cultural Center. I'm Ray Hagins, and I'm your host, your teacher, your friend, your brother. And hey, man, we're going to have some fun learning today, okay? But let's get started with our opening song of One More Time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time, okay? Let's sing it like we mean it, okay? Yeah, let's sing it like we mean it. Come on, everybody. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time, one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. One more time. Oh, God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah. Yeah. To praise God's name. Just to praise God's name. God allowed us to come together to praise His name. To praise His name. To praise His name. Oh, God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah. Oh, yes. To sing our song. To sing our song. God allowed us to come together to sing our song. To sing our song. To sing our song. Oh, God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah. Oh, yes. Now let's put those hands together. Come on, everybody. To clap our hands. Come on. Wherever you are, clap our hands. God allowed us to come together to clap our hands. To clap our hands. To clap our hands. Oh, God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah. Oh, man. Everybody say one more time. Just one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. One more time. Oh, God allowed us. God allowed us, yeah. Come together one more time, yeah. God allowed us, yeah. just to praise his name. God allowed us, yeah. He's been so good and kind. God allowed us, yeah. Oh, yes, he did. God allowed us, yeah. God allowed us to come together. Woo! One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. And brothers and sisters, listen, I mean that every time we sing that song. Oh my goodness. Actually, I wrote that song, my God, back in the 80s. And I taught it to the church I grew up in. I was the minister of music, and I taught that to them, and we used to open our services with that song. And when I started pastoring my own church, that became our opening song every week. And then in the African Village, we've been singing this song every Sunday, or whenever we come together. Been singing this song, oh my God, for over 22 years now. And I don't get tired of singing it. You know why? Because the words have so much meaning. Okay, one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. And I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for that. And I'm thankful for all of you who I see joining me right now. Oh my goodness, man. And I'm not going to try to call names because the names are scrolling so fast that before I would be able to call them, I would miss some names. And I don't want anyone feeling bad that I didn't acknowledge your presence with us today. So let me simply say it this way: to all of you who are joining us right now, thank you. And for those who are going to join us, we give thanks for that today. I trust you guys are feeling good wherever you are on this planet. I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy, and hey, man, I hope you're happy. That's the main thing, okay? I hope you guys are happy right now wherever you are, okay? And if you're not happy, just try to feel mine, okay? Try to glean mine and join in with us today in this time of fellowship and learning, And oh, my goodness, man, we're definitely in a new norm, and I don't know when or if we'll get to go back to the way things were. But I'm thankful for the ability and the opportunity to reach you the way we are. We're reaching so many more people than we would normally reach on a Sunday in our fellowship at the African Village. I greet all of you, my elders especially to the elders of the African Village in St. Louis at headquarters, to Elder Comey White. Man, I honor you guys. I miss you. To elders Leroy and Phyllis Jackson, to Elder Ari Williams. Oh my goodness. To our Queen Mother, Mother Juanita Lucas, to Elder Robert Lee. Oh my goodness, man. It's just, I miss you guys. And see, I'm calling names and again, I'm forgetting names, but to all of you, to our Chief of Security, Brother Kenneth Van Buren, to his queen, and to everybody there in St. Louis. And to all of the African villages, okay, to the African Village of New York, to the African Village of Detroit, Michigan, of Chicago, of Memphis, Tennessee there, Brother Red Wing and his congregation all there. Love you guys, I think I said New York, I said it first, right? Youngstown, Ohio, African Village of Youngstown. It's just good to have you guys. I'm so honored to be the chief elder and spiritual teacher of all you guys, to African villages. And I feel led to say this today, to African villages who have not even come into existence yet, but y'all are watching me. And you probably want to start an African village where you are. In fact, I believe our minister, Vernon Wells, is trying to usher a couple of other African villages, groups that want to become African villages there in Philadelphia area. I believe, I can't recall where the other one is, but, people are joining and becoming a part of this movement of African liberation. And I'm so honored to be one of the instruments, not the instrument, not the only one, but one of the instruments in the hands of the Almighty, okay, to help facilitate this move of African liberation. And I'm so honored by that, Yeah, well, listen, Before going any further, I want to take a moment now to do our oath to the ancestors. Okay, we always do this as well. We understand that before embarking successfully upon any great or laudable undertaking, you must implore the blessings of the deity and our ancestors. If it had not been for their life, their deeds, their legacy, their contributions, I wouldn't be. We wouldn't be. Okay, so let's honor them. Never forget those who sacrificed for you to exist. Never forget that. Okay, so let's join in at this time. Let's lift our voices together as we do the oath to the ancestors right here, okay, at the African Village and Cultural Center. Yeah, come on, let's lift our voices together, family, with the brothers. Say it like you mean it, okay? Come on, everybody, wherever you are. Oh, ancestors, blacker than 1,000 midnights, African ancestors, it is to you that we, your children, give respect and honor. Oh, ancestors, we call upon you and welcome you in this place. African ancestors, let your presence fill this place. Oh, ancestors, who have been purposely excluded from the history books so that the world would not know of your greatness. Our African ancestors, who gave civilization to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the arts to the world. Our African ancestors, yes, who gave music to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the sciences to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave mathematics to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave medicine to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave literature to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave philosophy to the world. Yes, our African ancestors, who gave God consciousness to the world. Oh, ancestors, we thank you for devoting your life to make a future for us, your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Now stand with us, strengthen us, guide us, teach us, and protect us from the snare of our enemies. Rise up, O African ancestors, and let our enemies be scattered, and give us the wisdom and the boldness to deal with our oppressors and those who would hinder the liberation and empowerment of our people. Rise up, O African ancestors, and live in us, and we will not fail to honor you. We will not fail to respect you. We will not fail to hear you, and we will not betray you. Ashe.
And now, brothers and sisters, we want to take the time to honor a few of the great Africans who have gone ahead of us.
Yeah.
We call forth their great African names and honor them to pharaohs Nara, Soja, Sneferu, Khufu, Khafre, Menkaure, and the great vizier and physician and multi-genius Imhotep. We say
Ashe.
To Queen Nitocris.
That's right. Say it like you mean it. Okay?
Queen Ahotep.
Yeah. Holler it out.
Queen King Hatshepsut, Nefertiti, Queen T, and Queen Nefertari II. We say
Ashe. Yes.
To Menkepenra Tahuti Mays, known as Thutmose III, Amenhotep III, Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, Ursula Akra, Setepenra, Rametsu Meriamun, Ramses II, Shabaka, Taharka, Hannibal, and the great African warrior Shaka Zulu. We say
Ashe.
To all of the kings, queens, priests, and warriors of Nubia, Waset, Ethiopia, Kemet, Kenya, the Congo, Tanzania, Uganda, Central, South, and West our people land, we say
Ashe.
To the more than 600 million Africans whose lives were lost in the European invasions of Africa and in the Middle Passage, we say
Ashe.
To the more than 300 million who have since lost their lives to racism and hate crimes, we say Ashe. To Harriet Tubman,
Ashe.
Frederick Douglass,
Ashe.
Mary McLeod Bethune,
Ashe.
Nat Turner,
Ashe.
Fannie Lou Hamer,
Ashe.
Sojourner Truth,
Ashe.
Carter G. Woodson,
Ashe.
Booker T. Washington,
Ashe.
Dr. Charles Drew,
Ashe,
Noble Drew Ali,
Ashe,
Benjamin Banneker,
Ashe,
George Washington Carson,
Ashe,
Bishop Richard Allen,
Ashe,
Bishop Charles Harrison Mason,
Ashe,
Howard Thurman,
Ashe,
Mother Mahalia Jackson,
Ashe,
the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey,
Ashe,
Benjamin E. Mays,
Ashe,
Langston Hughes,
Ashe,
Medgar Evers,
Ashe,
Paul Robeson,
Ashe,
Dr. Martin Luther King,
Ashe,
Malcolm X,
Ashe,
Thurgood Marshall,
Ashe,
Mother Clara Hale,
Ashe,
Adam Clayton Powell,
Ashe,
the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
Ashe,
Dr. Amos Wilson,
Ashe,
Dr. John Henry Clark,
Ashe,
Dr. John G. Jackson,
Ashe,
Dr. Shikanta Diop,
Ashe,
Dr. Chancellor Williams,
Ashe,
Dr. George G. M. James,
Ashe,
Patrice Lumumba,
Ashe,
Kwame Ture,
Ashe,
Kwame Nkrumah,
Ashe,
Dr. Khalid Muhammad,
Ashe,
Dr. Jacob Carruthers,
Ashe,
Dr. Ishaka Musa Badashando,
Ashe,
Brother Ray Charles,
Ashe,
to our mothers and fathers,
Ashe,
our grandmothers and grandfathers,
Ashe,
to our great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers,
Ashe,
our brothers and sisters,
Ashe,
sons and daughters,
Ashe,
aunts and uncles,
Ashe,
nieces, nephews, cousins,
Ashe,
all those who have gone ahead of us,
yes,
and have
Ashe,
made their ancestral
Congressman
transition
John Lewis,
to their life,
Dr.
deeds, legacy,
Oh my
and
God, Dr.
contributions.
Asa
We
Hilliard,
say,
Ashe,
again we say,
oh
again
yes,
we say,
Ashe, oh my goodness, yes. We sing in the Arabic tongue, Allahu Akbar, Hamda Allah, Hamda Allah. Oh my goodness, yes. Allahu Akbar, Hamda Allah. In English, it means God is great and He's worthy to be praised. Sing it with me. God is great and He's worthy to be praised. Oh yes, I say hallelujah. God is great and He's worthy to be praised. Oh yes, I say so God make us one. God make us one. We all should be one. Then the unbelievers will come. Yes, and say you are with us. God make us one. We all should be one. Then the unbelievers will come. And they will say you are with us. God make us one. We all should be one. Yeah. Then the unbelievers will come. And they will say you are with us. Oh my goodness. Woo, man. Yeah. Well, family, I tell you, I pray that you enjoyed that time of devotion along with me. Yeah. Yeah. When I think about the goodness and the greatness of God, and it brings tears to my eyes, yeah. And I just got a couple of text messages saying that your energy is high today. Yeah, well, I'll give thanks. Yeah, it is, man. I'm telling you, because hey, man, when you've been through all the things I've been through, and when God has proven Him or herself over and over and over and over again, hey, yeah. Okay, let's sing our national anthem. Okay, lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Okay, Elder Comey White is not here to lead that for us. Okay, so Elder White, I'm gonna sing it in your stead, brother. Okay, everybody, come on. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered, and we have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. Yeah. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast, oh my God, brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path, we pray. Oh yeah, man. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, and lest our hearts drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land, true to our God, true to our native land, true to our God, true to our native land. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Yeah, family, once again, thank you for joining in with me today for that period of devotion and fellowship. And I trust that you, along with me, are feeling much better. Well, I'm feeling much better. Yeah. Actually, I was feeling better before I came on the air. Just thinking about the opportunity and the privilege to reach you, and get a chance to teach you, man. And yeah. What can I tell you, man? Once again, I thank you guys for being with me today, wherever you're from. And I see our numbers are growing, our numbers are increasing each week. And hey, man, what can I tell you? We got to get this message of African liberation out. And I want you to help me to do that. Okay. And you say, Brother Ray, how can I help you to get this message out? Simple. By sharing this video, sharing this stream, okay, with your Facebook friends, okay. You're streaming live on Facebook, our African Village page, my personal page, okay, Ray Hagins page, Dr. Ray Hagins. Just go to that page and watch as well, or my YouTube channel. We're streaming to all three outlets, okay? Trying to reach the world, trying to reach as many people as we can, all right? So help me to do that. It doesn't cost you anything, man, all right? Just share, create a watch party. You can start it right now and have your friends watch along with you, okay? And learn today. We got a great lesson today, okay? And I'm excited about that. I'm so honored, brothers and sisters, to be a teacher, a ma'akaru. That's part of my spiritual name. My spiritual name is Sa-Ra, Unkhotep Ma'akaru Setepenra. Okay? It means in the Kemetic tongue, a son of God, okay, who has been chosen by God to be a teacher of truth, bringing life and peace. Yeah, okay? And man, yeah, what can I tell you? That's what I live for. That's what I live for. And just knowing that I'm able to talk to the entire world at one time is so meaningful to me. Once again, family, I see you guys logging on. I see some names that I haven't seen before. I'm not used to seeing, but it's so good to have you with us today. Again, to the brothers and sisters there of the African Village, in St. Louis and New York and Memphis and Chicago, Detroit. Oh my goodness. And down in Florida, it's just good to have you guys with us today. In Kansas City, out on the West Coast, our brothers and sisters down in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, our brothers and sisters in Guyana, South America, to our family in the motherland in Ghana. Oh my goodness, to our brothers and sisters who are Egyptian tour guides. Okay, yes, that's right. My dear friend and brother Ahmed there. Oh man, he has been so instrumental in sharing, this stream and our ministry with other brothers and sisters there in Kemet. And I think he even started a group of tour guides that watch our video stream and listens to our Wednesday night live, stream as well, Q&A with Dr. Ray. And so we're reaching the world, thousands of people every week. And I thank you for helping me to do that. Let's make those numbers jump even higher. Okay, we've been reaching thousands. I want to reach many more thousands, okay, with this truth. Brothers and sisters, when I was preaching the program, when I was preaching the lie, even though I didn't know I was preaching a lie at that time, okay, when I was preaching what I have now come to find out is a lie, okay, I reached thousands of people. Well, I have asked God and the ancestors to help me reach hundreds more, thousands of those that I taught the lie to. If I can reach hundreds of thousands more with the truth, my heart would be so happy. So help me to do that, family. Help me to do that, man, by sharing, okay, this stream with your Facebook family as well. Okay? Yeah. I want to take a moment and share another bit of sad news. All right? Last week I shared with you, or a week before, maybe it was last week, one of our elders in the church that I grew up in, Elder Rebecca Davis, had made her transition. In fact, the service honoring her life will be tomorrow in Paterson, New Jersey. And of course, on Saturday, yesterday, I received word that another one of our elders there, okay, Elder Edith McDaniel, the matriarch of the McDaniel family there, made her transition on yesterday. So we send condolences and prayers for strength and guidance to the McDaniel family, my sisters and brothers who I grew up with. My heart is heavy today over the transitioning of Elder Edith McDaniel, but I'm happy that she is in the ancestral realm now. The limitations of her, the physical limitations are there no more. She's now has joined her sisters and her family who had already transitioned. Yeah, so hey, man, we honor the McDaniel family today and keep them in our prayers, family. Okay. Of course, many of you may not have no idea who I'm talking about, but the Almighty knows exactly who I'm talking about. So if you just remember them in your prayers, okay, that the Almighty would give them strength during their time of bereavement. Okay. Yeah. And also, family, once again, thank you for being with us. We're going to get right into the teaching. So I hope you got something to write with. Okay. Yeah. I hope you got something to write with, man. Okay. Because we're going to be dropping some information. In fact, always, whenever you log on to listen to Brother Ray, always be prepared to learn. Okay. I want you, that's a very special 5-letter word. Learn. Learn. Okay. A lot of our people have chosen to no longer do that because they think they know it all. And I'm going to show you in today's teaching, I'm going to show you why a lot of people think that they know all there is to know. I'm going to prove it to you today. Okay. I'm going to prove to you what the Roman Catholic Church did. So get something to write with. Okay. If you have a secondary device that you can use, if you may want to validate what I'm saying as I say it. So if you can open like a second browser window or a second tab without losing the sound of this stream or losing this stream, feel free to do so. Okay. More so than looking at me, it's important that you hear what I'm saying. Okay. Well, I'm not going to change between now and the time I end this stream. So if you need to go to another tab, okay, in your browser to, pull up, Google some things to validate what I'm saying, feel free to do that. Okay. In fact, I wish you did. That's why I say, don't take my word for what I'm saying. Okay. Do your own research. Yeah. Okay. So let's get ready to learn today. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to learn? I hear you guys saying, yes, I'm ready. Yes. Okay, I see some of y'all out there. Yes, I'm ready to learn, Dr. Ray. And I'm glad that you're ready to learn. Okay. Before going any further, let's do what I always do. Okay. And that's make a circle like this. Okay. Many of you probably know this now by memory. Okay. And you may just, you know to do this. In fact, you should do this every day of your life. Okay. It kind of helps you stay focused. Okay. On the fact that there's a lot more to learn. So let's say this together or repeat it after me if you don't know it. The space inside this circle represents my realm of knowledge. All that I think I know about whatever I think I know is represented right here inside this circle. I must keep in mind that there is more to know than what is within the circumference of my awareness. Okay? I use that analogy when I start teaching. And the reason for that is because, as I said a moment ago, our minds have been programmed to be limited. Okay? Yes. And in fact, that's our message for today. Okay? Trying to teach limited minds. As a teacher, when I stand before people to teach or when I come online to teach, I know that I'm going to say something that's outside of your circumference of awareness. Okay? I know I am. Because if I'm not doing that, then I'm not teaching you. So in order to teach you, okay, I have to say what you don't already know so that you can learn. Yes. And I know that a lot of people have a problem with learning. I know that for some people, the hardest and most painful thing for them is having to think. Okay? Oh my goodness. People don't want to think. And I'm going to show you why today. I like to go back and show you the genesis of a thing, how it all began. Okay? And I want you to understand what Brother Ray's objective is. What is my purpose? Why did I come out of the womb of my mother? Why did you come out of your mother's womb? What? To do what? To just take up space? Okay? No. You came out of your mother's womb with a divinely appointed assignment. The problem is the masses don't know what their assignment is. Okay? When I was in the military, we had what was called, and they still have it, an MOS. Okay? And MOS stands for Military Occupational Specialty. Well, in this movement of African liberation, okay, in the African village, I try to encourage people to understand what their LOS is. What is your liberation occupational specialty? What are you supposed to be doing? You know, now that your mind has been awakened, now that your eyes are open, now what? What are you going to do about it? Okay, so the objective, my goal, the reason I breathe, the reason why I eat, the reason why I move, okay, and the reason that I live, okay, is to begin the process. Follow me now, is to begin the process of undoing and reversing the ideas and concepts that have been programmed into the minds of our people that have caused us to adopt a cognitive reality that has resulted in our loss of contact with what is real, our loss of contact with what is factual, our loss of contact with what is historical, and our loss of contact with what is spiritual. Okay, because that has happened to us, family. Okay, I want to begin today by using a biblical verse as my springboard today. Okay, and that verse is recorded or stated in the book of Luke, the 11th chapter and the 35th verse of Luke. And here's what it says. It says, "Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in thee be not darkness." Okay, I'm it's probably a passage that you probably have not used to hearing. Okay, and that's okay. I understand that if you're not used to hearing it. Okay, take heed, therefore, that the light which is in you be not darkness. Now, let me transliterate that for you. Okay, transliterated, that means be careful to be sure. Okay? In other words, double check yourself. Be careful to be sure that the light that you say you have is not darkness. Be sure to be careful, or be careful to be sure, either way you want to say it. Okay, be careful to be sure that the light that you say you have is not darkness. Now, let's understand here what light and darkness symbolically or figuratively means. When we say light, we mean knowledge. When we say darkness, we mean ignorance. Got me? With that understanding, let's say this over again. Take heed, therefore, that the light, okay, the knowledge that's in you is not really darkness or ignorance. Grab what I'm saying here. Be careful to be sure that the knowledge that you think you have, or the knowledge that you say you have, is not, in fact, ignorance. That's so important to understand, man. Okay? Be sure of that. Yeah. Yeah, be sure of that, man. And so many people think they know. and they've been programming a lie. So the light that they're claiming is really, in fact, darkness. They just don't know it's darkness. And God knows I'm the first one. Okay, I'm the first one to testify that probability is real. In fact, that habit or that practice is real in so many people. Okay, because I was one of them. For well over 25 years, family, I preached a program that simply was not and is not true. But I didn't know I was speaking in ignorance. You know why? Because I was regurgitating. I didn't know what I was talking about. I was simply regurgitating what I had been taught by my teachers. You see, they meant no harm. They were ignorant too. They were teaching me what was taught to them. You see? Yeah. So today I want to deal with trying to teach limited minds. That's what I deal with as a teacher. Trying to teach limited minds. Wow. Oh my goodness, man. Look at, in fact, wow, you guys are so nice. I'm looking at the text messages coming in. People already giving their donations, and we haven't even finished yet, you know? That's like paying for a meal you haven't even gotten yet in a restaurant. But I appreciate you making your donations, you know, and hopefully you just continue to do that. And especially when we get ready to close out today, we'll emphasize making a donation to help us. But, you know, I'm so excited that I have the task of trying to teach limited minds. Okay, now let's understand this. I want to take my time. I'm so excited about this teaching today that I feel myself rushing. Let me slow down. Let me slow down, take my time, because a lot of what I'm going to say today, I'm sure that you probably have not heard this. It won't be probable from sure, right? I'm going to just say I'm sure that you haven't heard what I'm going to say today. All right? There is a practice that people engage in, which has as its object comprehending incomprehensible things. Did you get that? Okay? This practice of trying to comprehend incomprehensible things, or trying to comprehend what cannot be comprehended. Okay? A lot of people are engaged in that practice faithfully on a daily basis. Unlike everything else, this practice occupies itself with invisible things. Yeah. People like to focus on invisible things. In this realm of this practice, light or knowledge is darkness. You know, I've had so many people say to me so many times, you know, it's not good to learn too much. You know, much learning will make you mad. Because that's what the Bible says in the book of Acts about King Agrippa saying that to Saul, supposedly. Much learning hath made thee mad. I've had people say that to me. You know, you done turned away from what you used to believe. You done lost your mind. You done did all this learning, and you're like the Bible says, ever learning and never coming into the knowledge of the truth. Well, if that's how you feel, then so be it. But that's why I say don't take my word for what I'm saying. Okay? Validate, verify what I'm saying. Do your own research. Okay? So that you will understand that I am not mad. I appreciate the learning, though, because the learning has set me free. You see, in this realm, where this practice goes on, evidence, and when I say evidence, I mean facts, 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 empirical data is doubtful or false. Okay, in this realm that I'm talking about, that people practice, the impossible. Things that are impossible are credible. All right? Grab what I'm saying here. Okay? And you're taught to see what's impossible as credible. For example, like somebody walking on water. Okay? Nobody can walk on water, you know? But because you've chosen to believe what is impossible as credible, this realm holds a lot of power for you. Okay? Reason, using your critical thinking faculties, has become an unfaithful guide. And common sense has, is considered to be delirious in this realm which I'm talking about. And this practice that I'm referring to is called religion. Okay? Religion, yes. Now, it's important for you to understand, family, that people are not born with a religion. People are not born religious. I'm reminded of a brother. In fact, I've heard quite a few people say this, okay, especially when I was called to pastor a Baptist church. I remember hearing a lot of people say, I was born a Baptist and I'm going to die a Baptist, and one of the brothers in the church that I pastored, I said, you were born a Baptist? You were born a Baptist? Yes, I was born a Baptist. You're not born a Baptist. You're not born a Pentecostal. You're not born a Christian. Okay, you're not born a Jew, you're not born a Muslim, you're not born a Buddhist, you're not born a Hindu. Okay, you're not born any of these things. Okay, religion is something that is acquired by osmosis. You acquire it by absorbing what's going on in your environment. Okay, remember I taught on that last week, right? Osmosis acquisition. Yeah. Okay, and that's where many of you have gotten your religion. In fact, remember the song they used to sing, have you got good religion? Certainly, Lord. Have you got good religion? Certainly, Lord. Have you got good religion? Certainly, Lord. Certainly, 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 Lord. Y'all remember that? Okay, yeah. Have you got good religion? Certainly, Lord. Because it's the program. Okay, and you got to understand something, family. Follow me well here. All religions, all of them, are founded on the idea of a God. Okay? But, grab this well, it's impossible for people to have a true idea of a being that they can't comprehend. Think about what I'm saying. No religious system can be founded otherwise than on the nature of God and humans and their relation to each other. That's what religion is all about. Okay? Religion is all about God's dealing with man and man's acceptance or belief in God. That's what religion's all about. But in order to judge the reality of these relations, we must have some idea of the divine nature of the Almighty. But religion tells us that the essence of God is incomprehensible to man. Grab what I'm saying here. The essence of God is incomprehensible to man. Yet at the same time, theologians, scholars, Bible teachers, okay, imams, gurus, okay, religious leaders, at the same time, all of these people do not hesitate to assign attributes to this incomprehensible God. Follow me well here. Okay, not only do they assign attributes to this incomprehensible God, but then they turn around and convince us that man cannot dispense with a knowledge of God that is so impossible to conceive of. Okay, so you see our predicament here? You can't comprehend the incomprehensible. Okay? The finite mind of a human being cannot grasp the infiniteness of the Almighty. So how is it that since you can't grasp the infiniteness of the Almighty, that is so important for you to understand the Almighty? You see the confusion? Let me ask a question, very important question, and I want you to remember this question. You may want to write it down. Here's the question. Why is it that the most important thing for man, the most important thing for a human being, the most important thing for you and I, the way we've been taught, is the very thing which is impossible for us to comprehend? Okay, think about that. If God is incomprehensible to man, then why does religion conclude that man is criminal if he ceases to revere God? You see, religion assures us that our limited minds should never lose sight of this inconceivable God whose qualities and nature cannot be comprehended. So let's define something here. Let's define this. Remember this, okay? And you may want to write this down, and I'm going to give you time to do so. Because I told you to get something to write with, right? Religion is the practice of occupying limited minds with that which is impossible for them to comprehend. That's what religion is all about. Religion is the practice of occupying limited minds with that which is impossible for them to comprehend. Therefore, religion is about making people think that God said certain things. Did you hear what I just said? Religion is about making people think that God said certain things about what people want other people to believe. Let me say it to you again. I want you to be sure you grab this, okay? Religion is about making people think that God said certain things about what your religious leaders want you to believe. Yes, that's what religion is about. That's the system of religion. I don't care what religion it is. Okay, if it's Christianity, if it's Judaism, if it's Islam, if it's Buddhism, Hinduism, Quetzalcoatlism, Zoroastrianism, okay, whatever religion you want to name, okay, the whole purpose of that religion is to make you think that God said certain things about certain things. Okay, and the truth of the matter is God didn't say anything. People said that God said. You know, how many times have you heard preachers open the Bible and say, God said in Matthew such and such, whatever, or God said in Ezekiel such and such, okay, and then they read what's in the Bible. God didn't say that. Whoever wrote the Bible says that. You need to understand that, family. Okay. Now I know I'm going outside your circumference of awareness, but it's okay. I have to do that to teach you. You need to understand that not one thing stated or mentioned in the Bible came from the mouth of God. No, not one thing. Everything written in the biblical text or in the Quran, okay, or in the Talmud or the Torah or in the Zenda Vesta or in the book of Vedas, okay, or in the writings of Confucius or whatever your sacred writing is, it didn't come from God. It came from people who claim to be representatives of God. Okay, now let me prove what I said I was going to prove to you. Write this down, please. Write this down. Certain sermons or homilies to be read in the church. Write that down. Certain sermons or homilies, and homilies is spelled H-O-M-I-L-I-E-S. certain sermons or homilies to be read in the church. This book was published in 1571 by the Roman Catholic Church, in England, to be specific. Okay? Yes. In fact, if you find it on a different device, or if you were able to open a second browser window and not lose the sound of this stream, feel free to do that and Google that. Google certain sermons or homilies to be read in church. Okay, published in 1571 under the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. Yeah. Now, here is a collection of 33 sermons that were ordered, okay, to be preached or read. See, back in that time, the priest read the whole. Well, ain't like the black church where the preacher, can take a story and sing it and bring it to life, and Jonah in the belly of the whale. Oh, okay, no, the Catholic priest read the litany, okay, and they read it by order of the Queen Elizabeth I. Don't take my word for what I'm saying, family. Find it. And those of you who are watching right now, if you found it on a separate device, or if you're watching on your computer and you want to use your smartphone to Google that and pull it up, state in the comments that you found it, that you see what I'm talking about. Okay? It's called Certain Sermons or Homilies to be Read or Preached in the Church. And it's a collection of 33 sermons. Okay, now keep in mind that the Christian church, all right, has limited the minds of the people by preaching only these 33 sermons. Maybe different variations of the same sermons. And if you would just be honest, you would have to admit that that's what you grew up with. You probably didn't hear even 33 different sermons growing up in the church. You probably heard the same 10 to 15 sermons over and over again, just different ways. Okay? Well, the Roman Catholic Church ordered their priests, okay, to preach these 33 strategically designed and written sermons. Now, mind you, this was 449 years ago. Okay, so for the last 449 years, preachers have been preaching what is written in this book called Certain Sermons and Homilies. Now, why only certain sermons? How about for the sake of control? Why only certain sermons? Okay, to limit the minds of the listeners, those who were in attendance. You see, in the Roman Catholic Church in England had this published because the Catholic priests would give their sermons in Latin. And the people were sitting there, but they didn't understand. They couldn't speak Latin. They didn't understand what the priest was saying. So the Roman Catholic Church in England said the people need to be able to understand what the priest or the minister is saying. So the Queen of England Queen Elizabeth I ordered the publication of this book called Certain Sermons or Homilies to be read in the church, a collection of 33 sermons. Okay, and that is the major reason why the minds of church folk is so limited. Because you've been hearing the same messages, and like I said, for many of you, it hasn't even been 33 sermons. Okay, it's been the same 10 or 15 sermons, if that much. Okay, some of you have been hearing the same 5 sermons over and over and over again for the last 35, 40 years. Just different variations of the same 5 messages. Yeah. So I need to ask y'all a question today. I want you to think, and I wouldn't mind making this a homework assignment for you. Okay. And if you want to do this as a homework assignment and email your responses to me, I certainly would appreciate reading what you have to say. Okay. But here's the question. And by the way, my email address is rayhagins@gmail.com. Okay. And that's RAYHAGINS, not two G's. A lot of people spell my name Hagins and Higgins with HIGGINS. No, it's RAYHAGINS. You see my name right there on the screen, right? Okay, so when you email me, not Dr. Ray Hagins, but just rayhagins@gmail.com. Okay, if you want to do a homework assignment on the question I'm about to ask, I would welcome your response. But here's the question. How is it, brothers and sisters, that we have succeeded in persuading reasonable beings that the most impossible thing for them to understand is the very thing that's most essential for them? Okay, grab what I'm saying. You need to know God. Well, yeah, I've even said that myself. You need to know God. I mean that from the perspective of the ancient Kemetic proverb by saying, man, know thyself. Okay, for in knowing thyself, you shall also know God. Okay, so when I say you get to know God, I'm really saying you get to know yourself. Okay, but the people who say you need to get to know God, meaning this almighty invisible being, okay, how is it that we've succeeded in persuading people that the thing most impossible for them to understand is the thing that's most essential for them? And I'll tell you how we've done that, by scaring the people. That's what religion does. Okay? It's because we were frightened. Yes, we were frightened, man. You see, when people are kept in fear, or when people are afraid, they cease to reason. They cease to use their critical thinking faculty. Yeah. And it's because we've been trained, we've been programmed to distrust our reasoning faculties. We've been programmed not to trust our own brain. Okay? Oh, yes, we have. We've been programmed to think that our brain and the way God designed our brain, okay, is faulty. All right? That's what we've been trained. In fact, they even taught us Bible verses. For example, what's a Bible verse? My goodness. I used to hear people say all the time, I heard this as a boy growing up. The Bible says, trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to thine own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct thy path. Well, let's break that down. Okay, let's dissect that verse for a moment. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. I can understand. I mean, that's very important. Okay, to put your trust in God. All right, but the part that is messed up is this part right here. And lean not unto your own understanding. Wow, what a thing to say. In other words, don't trust your brain. That's what that's saying. Don't trust your critical thinking faculty. Don't trust the design of the Almighty, okay, and making your brain work. Don't trust that. Okay, don't trust that. No. Lean not unto your own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct thy paths. In other words, in all thy ways, okay, comprehend God and what God would have for you. Okay, comprehend what cannot be comprehended, right? You see what I'm talking about? So the uncertainty pertaining to a person's relationship with God is based on two things: the two pillars of religion. Religion is based on two pillars. That's right. There are actually two pillars that actually hold up religion. Those two pillars are something called ignorance and fear. That's right, family. The uncertainty that pertains to a person's relationship with God is precisely the very thing that attaches us to religion. Our minds have been programmed from childhood to fear God. Fear God, honey, fear God. That's the whole duty of man, is to fear God. Well, I agree with that. The problem is most people have the wrong definition of the word fear, or the wrong meaning of the word fear. Most people take the word fear to mean be afraid of God. That's not what the word fear means here. In fact, in the biblical text, the word fear comes from Strong's reference number 3374. You pastors out there who are watching, write that down and validate or try to invalidate what I'm saying. It's up to you, okay? But if you have a Strong's concordance, exhaustive concordance, turn into your Strong's concordance, the Strong's reference number, and you'll see the real etymological meaning of the word fear. Okay, it comes from the word yira, spelled Y-I-R-A-H, yira. Okay, and it means to recognize the awesomeness of. Doesn't mean to be afraid of, but to recognize the awesomeness of a person. That's what yira means. Okay, to reverence that person, to give homage to that person, etc. You see, that's what fear means. So when it says fear God, it means to recognize the awesomeness of God. Yeah, okay, to recognize or to have a reverence for God, to give homage to God, to the Almighty. That's what it means. And I know some of you out there saying, why does he keep saying God? Because I'm speaking English, family. That's why I'm saying God. God is the English word, which represents or which refers to the Almighty One, who is the creator and sustainer of all living things in the universe. Okay, the English word for that is God. Okay, and I'm speaking English. And again, let me deal with that right quick, because some of us have gotten so deep. You've done so much research, doggone it, okay, that you can't even speak English no more. Okay, but yet you communicate in English. You see, if you don't want to use English, then let's not use English, period. I'm giving you this teaching today in English. You know why? Because I don't know another language to give it to you in. And if I did know another language to give it to you in, the masses of you that's listening to me would not know what I'm talking about. Okay, so don't get carried away over this thing. You know, we speak English, man. It was forced on us. What can I tell you? It was forced on us. Okay, but understand, when it comes to religion, the two pillars that make religion so powerful is ignorance and fear. Now, if religion was clear instead of ambiguous, ambiguous means uncertain. We're not sure of what it really means. Okay, if religion was clear, it wouldn't be attractive. Oh my God, no. See, we like stuff that we don't understand. Oh my goodness, man. Listen, we will travel 50, 60 miles, all right, to experience an environment that we can't even understand. Okay, I know people, I've seen it. I've seen people get on a plane to travel to a conference or a convention where activity goes on that they don't understand. Okay, but because they don't understand it, they're attracted to it. Oh yeah, you know, we like things that don't really make sense. It doesn't make sense, but if the less sense that it makes, the more we think it's from God. For example, a person could walk up to you, maybe not you who are watching, but I've seen it happen in my years growing up in church. A person could walk up to you and give you, a check for $500, or give you $100, place $100 bill in your hand, and it just so happens that you have a bill to pay, and this person can walk up to you and you'll say, "Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you. Okay. All right. But now you can go to your mailbox and get an envelope in the mail addressed to you, right? But you don't know who it's from. You get a check or a money order in the mail from nobody. Now, of course, somebody had to send it to you, right? Because somebody had to address the envelope, but there's no identification of who sent it. So that in your mind, that's God right there. That's God. That's God. Oh, don't tell me nothing about God, because you got a check in the mail that you didn't expect from nobody. And in your mind, that's God. See, things like that. Or your washing machine broke. Oh, Lord, it was working last week. What happened to my washing machine? And you get this thing in your head, let me get my oil and anoint my washing machine. Okay? Believe me, there's some people that are just that fanatical. All right? And they anoint their washing machine and laying hands on their washing machine and shake it, and then it starts working. It might have been a loose wire in the thing. But you say, oh, look at God. Oh, look at God. Child, I anointed my washing machine, and that thing is working. All that kind of stuff. Man, we like stuff that don't make sense. We're attracted to what doesn't make sense. See? And that's what religion does. Yeah, that's what religion does. Okay? See, when it comes to religion, most people are nothing but overgrown children. The more absurd a religion is, the more powerful it is. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Okay. In fact, you can go to a religion, a gathering, I should say. You can go to a gathering where people are speaking in tongues, as we say in the Pentecostal church, right? But they're speaking in tongues, and oh my God, that becomes a priority. Okay, you don't understand what's being said. You understand even what's going on. You're in the atmosphere, an environment where everybody's going through all that, right? Okay, yeah, I grew up in the Pentecostal church, y'all. It's very easy to do. Okay, you can get in an environment where that's going on, and you think it's a Holy Ghost filled environment. True, child, the Holy Ghost is in this place tonight because people are speaking in tongues as the Spirit gives utterance. But yet they're violating what the Bible actually says. What the Bible actually says, if there come in somebody among you and everybody's speaking in tongues, okay, hey man, how are they gonna know what's going on? How are they gonna understand what's being said? That's another lecture in itself. I'll do that and break that down for you. All right, how all that emotionalism and ecstasy is not healthy spiritually. Okay, but we're attracted to that. You see, and you have to understand, y'all, there would never be a thing called religion if there was nothing called the Dark Ages. There would never be religion if there was nothing called the Dark Ages. Now, let me break this down for you. Let me take my time and break this down for you. There were when Christianity came into existence, right? The Roman Catholic Church convened 4 major ecumenical councils, all right, to establish the religion that they had created. The first was called the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. This is the council that created Jesus, right? The next one was called the Council of Ephesus. The next was called the Council of Constantinople. And the fourth one was called the Council of Chalcedon in 451 AD. Now, the Council of Chalcedon was the most powerful of the 4 major ecumenical councils. And the reason for that is because it was at the Council of Chalcedon that the Roman Catholic bishops decreed, okay, that, and I'm quoting as best I can remember. You can pull it up and read it for yourself, okay? Google Council of Chalcedon, 451 AD. And Chalcedon is spelled Chalcedon, 451 AD. And in this council meeting, it actually says, this wise and saving creed that was created by this holy synod, okay, is sufficient for the establishment of religion. Okay, so this creed that they made up was sufficient for the establishment of religion. It actually says this in the daggone document. Okay, and then they go on to say that no one is allowed to teach or think otherwise. Did you get what I just said? No one is allowed to teach or think otherwise than what these Roman Catholic bishops had compiled. Got me? That was in 451 AD. Okay. Now, what happened was, in order for the ruling that they had decided to take root in the minds of the people, right? Because the people knew it wasn't true, but for the sake of future generations, they thrust the world into what was called the Dark Ages in 500 AD. Now, mind you, connect the dots here. All right, 451 AD is when the Council of Chalcedon came up with this ruling. Okay, 49 years later, okay, in 500 AD, they decided to suppress, and that's what I call the Dark Ages, a period of information suppression. This is where they destroyed the libraries in Africa and forbade anyone to read any of the sacred writings from Africans. Okay. And they passed a law that if anyone was caught reading any of the sacred writings or the books, okay, from the libraries of Alexandria or other African libraries, they would be put to death. So that's how they suppressed African knowledge and information. Okay, now here's the deep thing. From 500 AD to 1500 AD, a period of 1,000 years, the Roman Catholic Church suppressed the truth of our African story. Understand this, people. Okay, for 1,000 years. Now, during that 1,000 year period, while suppressing our African story, they were compiling their story, or his story, which we now call history. You see? Okay, for 1,000 years, they were creating a newfangled doctrine to make the people believe in. And at the end of that 1,000 year period, okay, it was called the Renaissance, a new way. Many of you may know that already from history, right? But they didn't tell you the real agenda behind the Dark Ages and the Renaissance. The real agenda was to get rid of, to suppress, okay, and eliminate the truth of our African story, the truth that had already been taught to the then known world, the truth that was recorded in the libraries of Alexandria and other great libraries around Africa, to suppress and eliminate that truth. Okay. And in 1500 AD, they came out of, now imagine how many generations had been born during that 1,000 year period. Okay. Understand this. How many generations are now, especially nowadays, are born into the lie that was created during that 1,000 year period? And then to put the icing on the cake, okay, in the year 1455, mind you now, the Council of Chalcedon ended in 451. This period of information suppression started in 500, went all the way to 1500, okay? But just before coming out of this period of information suppression, this dude named Johann Gutenberg creates what's called, or prints what is called, the Gutenberg Bible in 1455. Yes, the Gutenberg Bible is a compilation, okay, of the writings that were fabricated during that 1,000 year period. It's so important to understand this, man, so you can connect the dots here. You have to know how to connect the dots of your mind control. Okay, so just before coming out of the Dark Ages in 1500 AD, Johann Gutenberg publishes the Gutenberg Bible, the first Bible ever printed. Because you know why? Johann Gutenberg invented the printing press, the Gutenberg printing press. And the first book that he printed was the Gutenberg Bible. Now, what you must understand, again, I got to repeat this, I want to be sure you grab this, is whatever was in the Gutenberg Bible, okay, was a compilation of the stories, concepts, and ideas and doctrines that were written by the fabricators for over a period of 1,000 years. Okay, and it's now incorporated in the first Bible ever printed. Now, here's the tragedy of it all. Here's the atrocity of it all. And that is every Bible that has been printed, revised, translated, every Bible that has been put out, published, okay, since the Gutenberg Bible is nothing but an offspring of the Gutenberg Bible. Gutenberg Bible was the first Bible printed, right? In 1455. Okay? So this whole thing of saying, well, you know, we've had the Bible for thousands of years. No, we didn't. No, don't tell that lie. The first Bible printed was the Gutenberg Bible in 1455. See, you have to understand, family, and see, this is what I do as a teacher. Okay, my job as a teacher is to go back and help you understand the pathogenesis of a thing, so you can understand why you messed up. Why you have to understand what it was that caused your mind to be limited. Like I just told you, preach, you know, certain sermons and homilies to be preached in the church. 33 sermons. That's it. Okay? Different variations of the same 33 sermons over and over and over and over and over again. Yes. And I don't know how many of you found it because I'm not looking at the comments. I'm looking at my notes here. Okay? And when I go back after I finish teaching, I'm going to read the comments. But I'd like to know how many of you out there found what I was referring to. Okay? Certain sermons and homilies to be read in the church. All right? By the Roman Catholic Church in England. They published that book. Just like the Roman Catholic Church published the Panaudi version of the Bible. Okay? Saying that the Panaudi Indians killed Jesus. Wasn't the Roman government. There was no Pontius Pilate. There was no Judas Iscariot. Okay? In the Panaudi version of the Bible. Okay, they said that the Panaudi Indians, and we want to research it, fine, write it down. P-A-N-A-R-E, Panaudi Indians, P-A-N-A-R-E. Okay, Panaudi Indians killed Jesus. All right, and you'll find that that's in a book called God Against the Indians. Yes. Yeah, so you see what religion has done? And you must understand, family, all religions, not just Christianity, all religions was born from a desire to dominate and control other people for profit and power. That's the whole purpose of religion. Profit and power. Controlling the masses for profit and power. That's what religion is all about. And that's why we must return to our spirituality, family, if we're going to be free. Okay? You see, they gave us religion. They suppressed us with religion. Then they oppressed us with religion. Write this formula down. Suppression plus oppression equals repression. Okay? Suppression was the device that was put in place to suppress us. Oppression, okay, was how those devices were used to keep us suppressed. That's oppression. But repression is when you've been oppressed for so long, okay, and that's what has happened. We have repressed ourselves because we were oppressed for so long that now they don't have to oppress us any longer because we're oppressing ourselves for them. And that's called repression. We've repressed ourselves for so long that the idea of us being our own deliverer is completely foolish to us. We can't even wrap our minds around the idea of us being our own deliverer. Okay, that's just totally unheard of. And the reason why you think like that is because you've repressed yourself for so long. We have convinced ourselves, family, that the only way that we can become better is if a redeemer comes and does it for us. And that's why you think you need a redeemer. You follow me? So consequently, we're looking for someone or something outside of ourselves and apart from us to come and set us free. Write this down. Write this reference down, a biblical reference. I want to share with you a Bible verse that is often recited, but it's never explained. Okay, and that's where a lot of us go wrong. Okay, for example, I remember asking this lady, "What is faith?" Okay, and she got all I told you we get emotional, we get emotional with our ignorance, man. She said, "Oh, faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen." And got that head shake when she said it, And I said, "No, sister, that's not faith. That's a Bible verse. That's Hebrews 11:1. Okay. And she looked at me as if to say, "Oh, you know the Bible." Yes, I know the Bible. Okay. That's why I'm the teacher that I am. I was trained. I've mastered that, got degrees in it. Okay. So don't come at me with that because you're going to get shut down. You see, faith is not the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. That's a Bible verse. Okay. So let me give you the real meaning of faith. All right. Faith is believing in what has not been verified. That's Ray Hagins' definition of faith. Faith is believing in what has not been verified. Okay? Think about what I'm saying. How much have you heard, child, you got to receive it by faith. You got to believe it by faith. The reason why they're telling you that is because what they're telling you you have to receive or believe in cannot be verified. You can't verify it. Okay? You cannot verify that there was a man born of a virgin. You can't verify that. You cannot verify that this virgin-born man lived a sinless life, okay, and performed miracles and all that kind of stuff. You can't verify that. You cannot validate it. And you can turn to the Bible and read that, or you can turn to some people's commentaries about what the Bible says and see what they have to say. But you can't turn to the Bible to validate something that's in the Bible. Come on here. Think with me. You can't turn to the Bible to validate what's in the Bible. Oh my God, man, I'm way over time here. Okay, let me try to hurry along. Okay, I'm supposed to be stopping right about now, but this is too good. All right, this is too good. And if you can't hang in with me till I finish, then you're welcome to come back and watch this later on. Okay, but I hope you stay with me and learn. Okay, as I was saying, you can't validate this. You can't validate that somebody took 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread and fed over 5,000 people. You can't validate that. You can't verify that. So you have to believe it by faith. You see? Okay, so there's a verse in the Bible in Romans 8:24 and 25. It says these words: "For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man sees, why does he hope for it?" So if we hope for the thing that we can't see, then do we with patience wait for it? All right? Again, let's dissect that verse. Don't just accept it for what it says. Dissect it. Let's take it piece by piece. We are saved by hope. Okay. Right off the bat, that tells me we're not saved. you're not saved. It says we're saved by hope. Yes, it is. That's the hope of my salvation. That's the hope of my salvation. Okay, well, it just told you in the next phrase. But hope that is seen is not hope. Which means if you are saved, you don't see it. Okay, you don't have any evidence for it, because if you have evidence for a thing, it goes on to say, for what a man sees, why does he hope for? What is he hoping for? He sees it. He has the evidence for it. Okay, so it goes on to say, so if we hope for the very thing that we don't see, and this is the dumb part of that verse, if we hope for what we do not see, then do we with patience wait for it. Okay, think about what I'm saying here. You know how many people are patiently waiting for what's never going to happen? Because they've been told that it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Just got to be patient, wait for it. Because we're saved by hope. But if you can see it, then it's not hope, because you have the evidence for it. See, it's no longer faith. It's no longer believing if you can see it. It's now knowledge. You follow what I'm saying? So we have to get ourselves together, family. Got to get our minds together. Stop allowing our brains to be limited by religious indoctrination. There's a book called The Egyptian Book of the Dead, and a lot of Black folk shun that book. They avoid it. In fact, they're afraid of it because it says Egyptian Book of the Dead. And don't bring nothing about the dead folk or anything dead to Black folk. Or we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. The Egyptian, well, that's what it's called by the Europeans. Okay? It wasn't called the Egyptian Book of the Dead. The Europeans called it the Egyptian Book of the Dead because a lot of the texts were found inside the coffins of a lot of Egyptians. So the Europeans call it the Egyptian Book of the Dead. But that wasn't the name of it. And it is not the name of it. Okay, that's what it's called by Europeans. All right, the actual name is the Pert Imheru. Pert Imheru. P-R-T-E-M. Of course, this is English characters. P-R-T-E-M-H-E-R-U. All right, the Pert Imheru, which translates into coming forth from darkness to light. That's what it was called. The book of coming forth from darkness to light. The book of coming forth from ignorance to knowledge. You see? So this whole process of the Pert Imheru is a process of transformation. Okay? Transformation into liberation. Now, listen, I'm a firm believer that transformation is for everyone. Liberation is for everyone. But unfortunately, not everyone is going to be liberated. And that's so important to understand. You see? There's a verse in the Bible that says, the bringer of light has come. All right? The bringer of light has come. In other words, the Ma'akaru has come. Ma'akaru means a truth speaker or a teacher of truth. Okay? The bringer of light has come, but men loved darkness rather than the light because their deeds were evil. Again, darkness is symbolic of ignorance. Men loved their ignorance rather than the light of knowledge because their deeds were evil. Not that they were doing wrong things or engaged in vices of various kinds. No, but the very fact that they were operating in ignorance constituted their deeds as evil because they weren't operating in the truth. They were operating in lies. And even in my situation, trying to bring the light of truth to many. The rejection that I hear from those who are practicing the lie. They reject the truth. Even when I show it to them, even when they see the truth for themselves, and when they try to validate when I try to invalidate, I should say, what I'm saying, they see the truth for themselves, they still reject it because it will cause them to change. Okay, I have dear friends, brothers and sisters in ministry who literally cannot change. Or maybe that's not true. They can change because they have the ability of critical thinking. Okay, but they will not change. You know why they will not change? Because it would mean losing what they have. So if you're a minister who has a large congregation, I mean, if you got a congregation like the size of these mega pastors, how are they supposed to all of a sudden stand in front of their entire congregation and say, brethren and sisters, I have found out that this whole thing of Jesus Christ came into existence in the year 325 AD, when Constantine ordered that Serapis Christos be changed into Jesus Christos, which in Jesus Christos in the Greek became Jesus the Christ in English. Can you imagine T.D. Jakes saying that to all of those people? And then all of those people walking out of there saying, oh my God, what has happened here? Bishop has lost his mind. That's what they would say. I went through it. I remember when I started trying to teach the truth to my congregation, man, shucks, I had two churches, one in Patterson, New Jersey, and one in Newark, New Jersey. And in the space of 30 days, they were gone. People split like I had a deadly disease. And these pastors and preachers, some who listen to me in secret, are not about, they're not about to step away from the lie. And some of them know now that they are preaching a lie, but they ain't about to step away from it. Oh no, man. Let me close with this analogy. If the sun should suddenly appear inside of a cave where people are only accustomed to living in the dark, see if you can see this in your mind. People have been living in the dark inside this cave for generations. Okay? And their eyes only know the dark. And suddenly, the brightness of the sun would appear inside that cave. The only thing that the people of that cave would perceive about the sun is the harm that it has done to their eyes. Now, the sun is light, right? Gives light, knowledge. But I painfully found out that a lot of people just can't handle the light because they've been living in the dark for so long. So the excess amount of light that suddenly appears in this dark cave, instead of helping the people to see, it would only result in blinding them. And that's why this whole thing of teaching the truth has to be done with patience and right strategy. Okay? Because when the people have believed the lie for so long, to just suddenly thrust the truth on them. Let me use this other analogy. If a person is standing on the rug of a lie, okay? They've been standing on this lie. Like folks say, child, I'm standing on the word. Well, if people have been standing on the rug of this lie all their life, and you know as the teacher that they're standing on a lie, okay, and you reach down and grab that rug and snatch it out from under them, you will cause that person to sustain serious damage to themselves. They would probably fall back, get a severe concussion, or either bust their head open, okay, fracture their cervical spine, because you snatched the rug of their belief system out from under them too rapidly. My job as the teacher is to gradually pull that rug the rug of the lie. I'm gradually pulling it out from under you with the hopes that you will look down and realize, oh, shoot, man, this daggone rug is moving. It's not as stable as I thought it was. And then step off of the rug on your own. You see? That's what I'm trying to get you to do, family. That's my job. Yeah. Well, okay. My time has come to an end today. And I hope you've enjoyed the teaching today. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the teaching. And hey, man, I love doing this. Okay, I love doing this. Before we get ready to leave, before getting out of here and singing our fun song, okay, I want to invite you. I want you to invite you to log on and listen to our 24 hours a day, 7 day a week stream at Black Liberation Radio Webcasting Network. Okay, log on and listen to that. Yeah, okay, I'm trying to get my device to work here so we can sing our fun song. I don't know if my sound system cut off on me. Yeah, okay, maybe we won't get to sing it today. I don't want to walk off camera and turn on my PA system here and have to come back and sit down. Okay, but you're invited to, I'm going to do that. We're going to sing our song today, okay? You're invited to log on and listen to Black Liberation Radio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, WBLR.com or theafricanvillage.org, the site that you usually go to. Okay, and just on the left-hand side, you'll see in the menu there, listen to the 24/7 broadcast. You can click that. You can click it right now when we go off and hear me teaching nonstop. And a lot of you guys out there got questions that you're trying to get me to answer to you by way of texting you. Family, I don't have time to do that. Let's keep it real, okay? And I don't mean that you're not important. I mean it is unrealistic for you to expect me to write. I don't type that fast as it is, okay? To respond to you by typing an answer to your question, okay? When I have over 183,000 listeners every month. And all of them got questions, okay? So it's not realistic for you to expect me to respond to your question by way of texting. I don't have that kind of time, and I hope you don't deserve that kind of attention, okay? Log on Wednesday nights from 7 to 9 o'clock and listen to me teaching and answering questions on Q&A with Dr. Ray, all right? Also, I invite you to download our app. Yes, okay, we have an app and you can download it and keep it on your mobile device. All right. The app, you can be downloaded at PlayStation or the App Store. Okay, for Mac products, iPhone or what have you, or iPad or Mac, you can go to Play Store, and I think it's or App Store, whatever it's called. Okay, and you know what it is. If you have an Android device, go to your Play Store and type in TAVCC. All right, that's the acronym for the African Village and Cultural Center, TAVCC. All right, download our app, and this way you can listen and travel along. You know, a lot of you guys out there who are over-the-road truck drivers, you've already done that, and you listen to Black Liberation Radio, and I thank you for that, okay? And also, finally, I'd like to invite you to make your donation to us here, okay, to help us continue with the work that we do, all right, and communicating with brothers and sisters and shipping stuff to them. A lot of things we ship for free because my conscience simply won't let me put a price tag on it. And for example, I've had pastors actually say, "Doc, would you share your notes with me?" And I'm honored to do that, you know, because it's not really my information. As my dear friend and sister, Dr. Joyce DeGrew says, she says, we were all goose eggs. We were all goose eggs when we were born. So whatever information that we do have, we acquired it from somewhere or from somebody. So I don't mind sharing my information with you. Not at all. Okay. And I don't charge for my notes that I share. Okay. But help us, because, sometimes in getting that information out, I have to mail that out to people because they don't have computers. A lot of our elders are not computer literate. And they hear about what we're doing. And I've had pastors, elderly pastors, say, Reverend, Doc, I enjoyed what you had to say. Man, where can I get that information from? And I say, Doc, I'll just send you the notes on it. Okay, and you can take your time and invalidate the notes if you want, that kind of thing. So help us by making a donation. Okay, to get this message out to as many people as we can. Now, we need to make a correction. Okay, for those of you who have been donating on Cash App or trying to donate on Cash App, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was sabotaged or what. Okay, but the Cash App address that we have of, and let me go back to the stream so I can see you guys. The Cash App address that we've been using, okay, hashtag the African Village, is no longer works. All right, people have been asking, have we gotten your donations? And we didn't get the donation because you couldn't make the donation. It didn't go through. I don't know if someone else did something, don't confuse. There is a Cash App address to our African Village in Memphis, okay? And please feel free to use that address and send donations to help them with the work they're doing there in Memphis. But our Cash App address for headquarters is now, okay, hashtag TAVCC, all right, which is the acronym for the African Village and Cultural Center. Let me put it on the screen there, okay? Yeah. Let me put it on the screen. Let's see what happened to it here. Okay, there we go. Okay. The new hashtag address to make your donations to the African Village is TAVCC. All right. And of course, our PayPal address is still the same. And that is at paypal.com. Okay. African Village 1. And that's African with the letter K. You see it there on the screen. Okay, if you want to make your donation by PayPal, African Village 1 at paypal.com. Now, while you do that, or while you make note of that, excuse me while I step here and try to see what happened to our sound system here. Okay, try to see what happened to our sound so that we can sing our fun song. Okay, so let me step over here. Just excuse me for a moment. Yeah, to put our sound back on, and hopefully that'll put it back together for us here. Okay. Yeah, let's see if I can get this to play now. The African in me loves the African in you, and when we come together, there's nothing we can't do. Okay, I don't know why I'm not getting any sound here. Yeah, the speaker is there, but not getting any sound. There we go. Okay, so let's end our song with You're Easy to Love. Okay, let's end our fellowship today with You're Easy to Love. Yeah, man. Okay, and again, family, I trust that you've been blessed by our teaching today. Okay, but right now, let's get out of here. Uh-oh, what did I do? Did it cut off on me? Uh-oh. Okay, I don't know what the problem is here. It's not streaming here. It sounds like it should be. Oh, man. Let's find out what's wrong. Okay. There we go. You're easy to love. Family, I love you guys. Okay? The African in me loves the African in you. That's right, Michelle. You're easy to love. Everybody, come on. The African in me loves the African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do, 'cause you're easy. Hey, you're easy. Easy to love. Yeah, You're easy to love. Let's do it again. The African in me loves the African in you. African in me loves the African in you. And when we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do, 'cause you're easy. Oh yeah, you're easy. If you were blessed by today's teaching, give me some thumbs up. Let me see those hearts. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And don't forget to share this, okay? The power in me. Love the power in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. Hey, 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 you're easy. You're easy. You're easy to love. Yeah, man. The joy that's in me. Come on, let's do it. The joy that's in me. Love the joy that's in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're easy. You're so easy, easy to love. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're easy to love. The spirit in me. The spirit in me. Love the spirit in you. And when we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do, 'cause you're easy. Oh, shucks. You're easy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Easy to love. Yeah. How about the blackness in me? Meaning right here, right? Come on. The blackness in me. Love the blackness in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do, 'cause you're easy. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're easy. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Easy to love. Easy to love. Let's close out with the African in me. Come on. The African in me. Love the African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. Oh, you're easy. Easy to love. Yeah. Oh, family, I've enjoyed it today. I've enjoyed sharing with you and teaching and opening your eyes, and I hope I've done just that. You know, I really do. I hope I've done just that. And while we were singing that song just now, I just was thinking, oh my goodness. For those of you who are still actively involved in your church, and I'm not telling you to leave your church, okay? But you're still actively involved in your church, print out what I referred to you. Print out the certain sermons and homilies to be read in churches or preached in churches. Print that out and show it to your pastor. Yeah, ask him about it. Ask her about it. And see if they know anything about that. Okay? If they don't know anything about it, they may not realize that they have been agents. Okay? They might have been agents of that very program of preaching only these sermons. You see, because once your mind come open to the truth, man, you realize that you've been, hey, yeah, okay. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Again, please make your donations, okay, to help us, and share this recording. Share this video, okay? We're on Facebook, my Facebook page. We're on the African Village page, and we're also on YouTube, okay? My YouTube page. So share this message with as many people as you can. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for loving Brother Ray. Thank you for supporting Brother Ray. And until next week, same time, you guys out there stay strong, okay? Yeah, because when we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy to love. Peace. You're easy. You're easy to love. Ah, yes, family.